is Ilona, also known as Mean Queen, but I'm not mean. I was thinking about what we learnt at school, and when I say we, I mean people of my age, from junior school to senior school, and what they are learning now. I don't think they are learning the same as what we did. The skills that I learnt at school, I think, have been valuable to me to help me throughout my whole life. The reading and writing, arithmetic. I found these school reports, right? So, 1957, I was 8 years and 8 months old. And for mental arithmetic, I got 9 out of 10. Composition, 13 out of 20. English, 9 out of 10. Reading, recitation, 5 out of 10. I wasn't so good on that, but I got 68 marks out of a possible 90. And at the bottom it says, Ilona has made progress but needs to concentrate more in class. Oh dear. So how did I go on then after that? Yeah, similar, 65 out of 80 a year later when I was 8 years and 10 months, a bit older. It says I am apt to be careless at times. Yeah. What's this one? 1957. Mental arithmetic again, composition, English, reading. They didn't give us points for marks for arts and crafts. It just says very good. So 68 out of 90. So that's not too bad. And I need to concentrate more in class. Right. So anyway, yes. Because we learnt to read and write from a very early age. And I'm glad about that because, you do need to know how to read and write properly. I was never an academic. But then fast forward quite a lot of years, I've just found these maps. I've got a whole box of maps here. Now, I can read maps, see? So I use OS maps for when I'm walking now because I can read OS maps. And I've got a box here of 99 maps, street maps of all different kinds. Now I use them to find my way around. And how are they getting to find their way around now? Drivers doing jobs, drivers lorry driving, van driving, people driving. They've got to have one of these little gadget things, haven't they? But back in the day when I was driving, I had maps, paper maps, and I carried this box around with me from lorry to lorry to lorry. Every time I moved, I carried the box with me. I've got big map books there. Birmingham, A to Z. Do you remember A to Z's? Yeah. Town plans. There's loads and loads of town plans in this book. Master Atlas of Greater London. I hated London, but of course it was all down on a map which I could find my way around with, and I could read maps. So nowadays I wouldn't want to go to London. But so all the places I've been to I found through paper maps. Shall I reel a few off for you? They're all in alphabetical order. So I have been to, right, start at A, Abbots Bromley, Aldershot, and look at this one, Amsterdam. First time I went to Holland, I stopped and bought a map. Yeah, Bedford, Barnsley, Birmingham, Blackburn, Blackpool, Bolton, Boston, Bournemouth, 2 Bournemouths there, 2 Bournemouths, Bradford, Brighton, Bristol, Bromsgrove, Bury St Edmunds, Cambridge, Cardiff. I've been everywhere. Cardiff again, Carlisle, Chelmsford, Cheltenham, Chesterfield, Colchester, Corby, Coventry, Derby, Devon, Dorset, Edinburgh, Folkestone, Glasgow, Gloucester, Grantham, Grimsby, Great Yarmouth, Harlow, oh dear, Huddersfield, Isle of Man, Kings Lynn, Leeds, Leicester, Lichfield, Lincoln, Liverpool, London, Luton, Maidstone, and so on. Malvern, Manchester, Margate, Middlesbrough, Newark, Newcastle, Newport, Northampton, oops, do you want to know all of them? Northampton, Norwich, Nuneaton, Oxford, Peterborough, Pontefract, Plymouth, Portsmouth, Preston, Reading, Rugby, Rushton, Scarborough, Sheffield, Skegness, Southampton, Southend, Southport, Stafford, Stoke, Tamworth, Tutbury, Walton, Warrington, Watford, Warwick, Weymouth, Wick in Scotland, Wolverhampton, Worksop, Worthing, York, and so on. So I'm glad I learned how to read. Well, what do I do with these? I don't know what to do with them. I can't let them go just yet. But yes, at school we had to use our brains at school, didn't we? Remember we did mental arithmetic, times table. Did you do the times table? No, we had to learn, didn't we, from 1 to 9, like 6 7s are 42, 6 8s are 48, 6 9s are 54, 6 10s are 60. And we had to go through the whole lot. And it's still there in the head to do the times table. We had to add up, subtract, multiply, divide, all in our heads, but the kids can't do that these days, can they? Because they've got a calculator. So they don't need to actually use their little heads to pluck out numbers and add them up. We could just add up a whole string of numbers in our head. We could quote poetry in our head. We just learnt poems. The boy stood on the burning deck. Shall I tell you the rest of it? Picking his nose like mad, he rolled it up in little balls and flicked it at his dad. No, we didn't learn that at school. But yes, poetry. We used to have the assembly every morning, and we sang hymns every morning in the big hall. We learned all the words to all of the Christmas songs. All the Christmas songs. We learned all the words to it. There was such a lot to learn. We had everything crammed into us from an early age. And anyway, so what's happening now? Well, they're going to have a completely different life to us. We had to do things with our imagination, in our heads, we had to work out problems. you know, we had mathematics, whole string of numbers, divide by, multiply by, blah, blah. And we had to do that in our head. But they don't do that now. So I'm not really sure what they're going to be teaching kids these days. Because it can't be what I learned, can it? Because what I learned now is not really needed. The next generation that's coming along, they don't know how to read a map. Yes, you can get a sat-nav, which will tell you how to get from A to B. I remember when sat-navs first came out, drivers were using them, but of course it didn't take into account the size of the vehicle, and they were getting stuck. But yeah, so anyway, I'm just looking at the differences between what I learnt at school, what we were all taught at school, people of my age, and what are they learning now. I really haven't got a clue what they're learning now, but I don't think it's the same as what we learnt. So I just have to hope that they all get by on whatever education they're getting. So anyway, I'm glad I was at school when I was at school, you know, because I did knuckle down, wasn't very clever at passing exams or anything like that. But, you know, you've got to teach kids from a young age anyway. So I picked stuff up right from junior school, secondary modern school. Anyway, I'll quit rambling now because just a thought really about the skills that I've learnt at school are really more or less redundant now. So it's a shame really, but I'm glad I did it. Okay, me queen, bye-bye, thanks for popping in. See you soon. Toodaloo.